5832 o infórmate en grupobaugan.com.
Los cursos intensivos de verano de Vaughan son diferentes a otros cursos intensivos de verano. En nuestros cursos intensivos de verano, nosotros no metemos entre 10 y 12 alumnos en cada clase. Nosotros tenemos un máximo de 6 alumnos por clase. En nuestros cursos intensivos de verano no somos rígidos, somos flexibles. Puedes hacer un curso de 1, 2, 3 o 4 semanas, como tú decidas. En nuestros cursos intensivos de verano no somos teóricos, somos prácticos. En nuestros cursos intensivos de verano no damos lecciones, motivamos. En nuestros cursos intensivos de verano nuestros profesores no son los protagonistas de la clase, nuestros alumnos lo son. Los cursos intensivos de verano de Vaughan, porque somos diferentes.
Entra en grupobaugan.com. Este verano tus hijos van a vivir un montón de aventuras en inglés. Y sin salir de Madrid, en los Urban Camps tenemos un montón de aventuras y temáticas disponibles y todo sin que los peques tengan que dormir fuera de casa. Tu reserva ya en campamentosvaughan.com. Urban Camps, aventuras en inglés. No las dejes escapar. Disfruta de los Urban Camps en Las Rozas, Colegio Europeo de Madrid, en Aluche, Colegio Santa Gema Galgani, Las Tablas, Colegio Estudiantes, en Metropolitano, Ciudad Universitaria, CMU Isabel de España y en Arganda, Colegio Say Virgen de la Soledad. Infórmate de los campamentos de Vaughan en campamentosvaughan.com.
¿Y a ti? ¿Se te hace cuesta arriba el inglés? Clases 100% método Vaughan para todos los niveles que te darán el empujón que necesitas para vencer todas tus dificultades con el idioma.
Infórmate en Barcelona en el 933398687. En Madrid 91 133 5833. En serio. No lo dejes para septiembre. En Barcelona, en el 933398687. En Madrid, 91 133 5833. En verano, sigue disfrutando, aprendiendo, descubriendo. Tu radio favorita te acompaña donde quiera que vayas. Vuelve a escucharnos en los podcasts. Este verano, sumérgete en Vaughan Radio. Aquí comienza Inglés Online TVE.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the program. My gosh, it's class number 96, everybody. 96 as we close in on the 100th program, that elusive magic number of 100, which we will reach on Friday of this week. We will culminate with so we'll have to celebrate. Tenemos que celebrarlo el viernes, ¿no? The 100th program, right? Time flies when you're having fun, and that is the case here with Inglés Online. If you're not following us on YouTube, what are you waiting for, right? You can join in and follow for free and ask any questions. If you have questions, dudas, preguntas, lo que sea con el inglés, mándamelas. Send them to me through YouTube, YouTube, everybody. Inglés Online TVE. Inglés Online TVE is the channel, and we're live right now. Exploring class number 96 of the online course that airs on Channel 2 here in Spain on Televisión Española. Maria Pilar writes in, she says, "Hi, Kyle and everybody." And Belen writes in and says, hey there, hello there, good evening, everybody. And our old friend Valentino's back all the way from Haiti. Haiti. But, yeah, it's good to have so many people connecting. Let's get a little more action in our chat. I want to say one thing as well. If you'd like, just so you know, I am going to be in the Feria del Libro. For those of you in Madrid, if you want to come out and say hello, the Feria del Libro, the book fair in Madrid on Saturday. That is Saturday, the 26th of May. This Saturday, de 12 a 3, from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So come on out and say hello. It'd be nice to meet you. Caseta 165, stand number 165. So I have a couple of books. I have, in fact, I have them right here. By coincidence, The Verb Circus, Los Verbos Esenciales del Inglés. This is my first book from about 5 years ago. And then I have this book, which is called Business English. And I'll be there with both of those books. But it's not just about signing books, but it's about saying hello. So I'd love to meet you. So if you're interested, come on out, say hello. The Feria del Libro, and Vaughn is in stand 165, and I will be there on Saturday, the 26th of May, from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Now, a guy who probably won't be there is Webster, because he is in the Dominican Republic. República Dominicana. Webster is there. But for the rest of you, anyone in Madrid, it'd be great to meet you. Come on out and say hello. I'll be at the stand. It'd be nice to say hello. But let's get things started, everybody. Let's get things started. That's right, with today's beginner content.
Nivel básico.
How often do you cut your fingernails? ¿Con qué frecuencia? How often do you cut your fingernails? How often do you drink Coca-Cola? How often do you go to the cinema? How often do you eat callos? How often do you... ¿Con qué frecuencia, right? How often? Some people say often, some people say often. Often, 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 often. Okay? How often? ¿Con qué frecuencia? How often do I have to change the batteries? Sometimes this remote, we have an air conditioning unit over here, and sometimes it doesn't work because the battery goes dead, right? The battery. So how often do I have to change the battery? How often do I have to update my phone? How often do I have to repeat this structure? ¿Con qué frecuencia? So here in the beginner class, how often do they go to the theater? ¿Con qué frecuencia van al teatro? Or even al cine. In some parts of the world, like where I grew up, when I would say I'm going to a movie, I used to say I'm going to the theater to watch a movie. And in North America, you often hear that, now in theaters. Instead of now in cinemas, we would say theaters. En los teatros, el teatro, the theater, el cine. So really, cinema would be for movies, but very often we do use the word theater in that sense as well. But theater is more like el teatro, where you have live performances as well. So how often do they go to the theater? ¿Con qué frecuencia van al teatro? How often do they go to the theater? How often do you go to the theater? I don't go very often. I don't know. Juanjo, how often do you go to the theater? O al cine. How often do you go to the movies? Juanjo says, I go very often. Muy a menudo, dice. He says, I go to the movies. No, actually, he says nunca. He says, I never go to the movies. So he watches movies at home. Yeah, I guess he watches movies at home. That's true for me, though. I don't go to the cinema very often. So it gives us the opportunity to practice frequency adverbs. Casi siempre, almost always. I almost always have lunch at home. Casi siempre. And we have usually. Usually. Frequently, which to say is a little bit less. Usually, maybe 80%. Frequently, maybe 70%. Often, maybe 50 or 60%. Seldom is like pocas veces. Rarely is even less than that. And then we have casi nunca, almost never, or hardly ever. I hardly ever eat gallos. I always say that example. I hardly ever, I rarely go to the cinema. I often watch movies at home, but I rarely go to the cinema. Actually, that's not true either. I don't really watch that many movies at home either. But anyway, frequency adverbs. Notice how I put the frequency adverb right before the verb, right? I always speak in English on the radio. Always speak. I usually have lunch at home. I seldom have lunch in the office. Or I rarely have lunch in a restaurant. I never have lunch in the office. So the frequency adverb goes immediately before the verb, okay? How often do they go to the theater? Go to the theater. The theater. And the key with the TH here is sticking out the tongue, right? The. You don't say da theater. No, the. You should be able to see your tongue in the mirror. Hay que sacar la lengua. You have to stick your tongue out. The theater. All right? Okay. So there you go, folks. Let's push forward a little bit. All right? Let's push forward a little bit and take a look at today's intermediate content.
Nivel intermedio.
Nivel intermedio, everybody. Belen says, how often do you brush your teeth? ¿Con qué frecuencia laves los dientes? How often? I said, I hardly ever brush my teeth. It's not true, she says. I hardly ever. I often brush my teeth. At least 2 or 3 times a day, I brush my teeth. How often? ¿Con qué frecuencia? How often do you brush your teeth? Right? So a good example. Thank you, Belen. Our intermediate sentence today. I don't think you should speak like that to a superior. Should you? So here we have, you're using the question tag. I don't think you should. You could also say, you shouldn't. No deberías hablar así con tu jefe, con un jefe, with a boss. You shouldn't speak like that to a superior, to a boss. And then the question tag. Should you? I shouldn't stay up so late. Should I? Yeah. I shouldn't eat so many hamburgers. Should I? I shouldn't drink so much beer. Should I? So with the question tag, we take the auxiliary verb and we change it from affirmative to negative, or negative to affirmative. And then we add the subject. I shouldn't eat so much. I shouldn't eat so many hamburgers. Should I? Right? I should brush my teeth more often. Shouldn't I? I should go to the gym more often. Shouldn't I? I wasn't born in Spain. Was I? Juanjo was born in Spain. Wasn't he? You like pizza, don't you? Belen is on the chat today. Isn't she? Valentino is from Haiti. Isn't he? Kyle uses the word folks a lot. Doesn't he? There's a phone on the table. Isn't there? So in Spanish, you simply use the question tag, no. Está bien, no? And in Canada, I talked about this about a week ago. We have the Canadian question tag, which is A. Oh, it's good, eh? It's a hot day, eh? He's a nice guy, eh? It's like saying, don't you think? Isn't he? This is a good class, isn't it? For example, that's the way the question tags work. Now, I don't think you should speak like that to a superior. Should you? So you shouldn't. I don't think you should is like saying you shouldn't. No deberías. O no creo que deberías. I don't think you should. Or you shouldn't speak like that to a superior. Should you? So we're using the question tag there and the modal verb should. Okay, we're going to push forward, everybody, with today's advanced content.
Nivel avanzado.
Everybody. Someday, I'm not an IT person, right? I'm not an IT expert. I'm not a techie, a technology person. But what I do have is when I'm doing this, I print out a script. Tengo un guión aquí. I have a script here, and I print it out. I print it out, and when I'm doing the show. I put it, I print it out and I have it here, but I have this live stream in front of me. And I can see myself on the screen, but there's a delay. And it's tricky. It's strange you're seeing yourself with a delay in front of you. It's distracting. So what I usually do is I put a piece of paper in front of it to block it, to obstruct it. Right? And, so that's what I've done now. Now, Belen writes in. Now, Belen has made a good point. Today is class 96, and I think I took my gosh, I have to apologize. I took the sentence from class number 91 for intermediate. Que desastre soy. I'm a disaster today. But yeah, the sentence for 96 was, he didn't forget to make an appointment. I did. He didn't forget it. So who forgot it? So olvidar, the verb to forget. Who forgot? I forgot. He didn't forget to make an appointment. I did. Okay. So in the short answer, we're going to use the auxiliary verb, I did. Juanjo did. He did. Right? I don't like fish. They do, but they do. So we'll repeat the auxiliary verb. So he didn't forget to make an appointment. I did. To make an appointment, concertar, ¿no? Una cita. Hacer una cita. Fijar una cita. To set an appointment. To make an appointment. I didn't forget to make an appointment. Or he didn't forget to make an appointment. I did. All right, there you go. Now, our advanced class, I can't help thinking that he's hiding something from us. I can't help thinking. So to say I can't help it means I can't avoid it. I can't stop. I can't avoid. No puedo evitar pensar que o creer que. I can't stop thinking. I can't stop believing. Like the song, Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow. Right? Don't stop. But I can't stop. Yeah, I can't stop thinking that he's hiding something from us. So esconder, to hide. He está escondiendo algo. Nos está escondiendo, no? I guess you'd say that. I can't stop thinking that he's hiding something from us. I can't stop thinking that he's keeping something from us. Dude says, is it correct to say, I can't help loving you? Yeah, sure, you can say that. Valentino Belen says, don't forget to go over your notes before the show, Kyle. Yeah, good idea. Valentino says, that's funny. You block the delayed image in the screen. Yes, that's true. I can't look at myself. I don't like looking at myself on the screen. I don't like listening to... I never listen to my shows. I've done about 1,500 shows, but I never listen. I rarely listen to myself on the radio. On a repeated show. If it's on there, I'll change the channel. I'd rather listen to someone else. That way I learn, by listening to other people. Listen to get inspiration, get other ideas. Now, Belen says, there's a song, I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. Yeah. And I can't help falling in love with you. That's right. Great song, classic. I can't help. I can't help it. Look, I shouldn't eat so many hamburgers, but I can't help it. I can't avoid it. Right? If I'm hungry and I'm down on Gran Via and I see a hamburger place, well, I can't help getting a hamburger. I need a cup of coffee in the morning. I can't help getting a cup of coffee. I can't avoid it. I can't help it. I can't help thinking. So it's always followed by the ing, right? The gerund. I can't help thinking that he's hiding something from us. Nos está ocultando, I suppose would be better. I can't help thinking that he's hiding something from us. Any ideas as to what it might be? Do you have an idea? Any ideas as to? ¿Tienes alguna idea sobre? Do you have any idea about? Do you have any idea as to? Any ideas as to what it might be? I can see some people having a discussion in front of me. Not an argument, but a discussion. And I think I know what they're talking about. Do you have any idea as to what they're talking about? Yeah, I think I have an idea as to what they're talking about. Okay. Oh, and some other people are having an argument in the classroom over there, but I have no idea as to what they're having an argument about, or what they're arguing about. But now I can see over in the shop, you can't see this, but if I look past the screen, I look across our Vaughan office and I can see the reception area, and I can see our Vaughan shop, the Vaughan tienda, and I can see that Juanjo is in the tienda. Juanjo has disappeared. He was over here behind me, but now he's gone. He's in the shop. He's talking to Kike. I can see him talking to Kike, but I don't know. In fact, I have no idea as to what they're talking about. I have no idea as to what they're talking about. I have no idea about, or I have no idea of what they're talking about. I have no idea as to. That's a good expression, a good structure. I have no idea as to what they're talking about. But yes, we have more people writing in. Oh my gosh, we have Olha Terleska writes in and says, you're very good at radio shows. Oh, thank you very much. Hopefully I do okay, because it is my job. So thank you very much. Valentina says, when you're recording your books, so you do it anyway. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Okay, Belen says, keep something from someone is like hiding something from. That's right, to hide it from someone. I'm keeping this from him. I have my book here, The Verb Circus, Los Verbos Esenciales del Inglés, that I wrote 5 years ago, and I'm going to keep it for myself. I'm going to keep it from the others. I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to keep it from them. No, that's not true. I'm not going to keep it from anyone. By the way, like I mentioned earlier in the show, if you would like to say hello, I'm going to be at the book fair, the Feria del Libro in Madrid, Caseta 165, stand number 165. This Saturday, I'm talking about May 26th, 2018. May 26th, 2018, Caseta 165, stand number 165 in the Madrid Book Fair, the Feria del Libro, which is in the Retiro Park in Madrid. And I will be there this Saturday, May 26th, from 12 noon until 3 p.m. I'd love to meet you. Come on out. If you're in Madrid, come on out and say hello. I would love to meet you. If you have one of the books, I could sign it. We could take a picture. We could say hi. We could chat. Tell me what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show, whatever you want. Valentino says, what's the difference between discussions and arguments and disputes? Oh, that's a good question. Ooh, so a discussion is when two people are talking. I'm discussing verbs with my students. Now, an argument is when you're angry. No. Yes. No. Yeah, you're arguing. So you have a little bit of anger, an element of anger. That's an argument. But a discussion is just when two people are talking about a subject. And a dispute is like a general disagreement. A dispute is a disagreement it could be like a fight is a type of dispute. An argument is a dispute. A fight is a dispute. But the word dispute doesn't really imply, it doesn't really talk about necessarily verbal, whereas an argument is a verbal disagreement, a verbal dispute. Dudanel says, is the expression can tell the same as se nota? Se nota, yeah. Se nota. When I speak Spanish, se nota que no soy de España, eh? You can tell that I'm not from Spain. You can tell that I'm a foreigner. You hear my accent, you say, Kyle, you can really tell that you're not from around here. We can tell that you're not from here. We can tell that you weren't born in Madrid. We can tell that you lived in another country. Se nota. You can tell. Right? Belen says, would you be able to tell if someone is keeping something from you? Well, it depends what it is. It depends, Belen. Siempre depende. It always depends. Okay. Belen says, I can't tell you're a guiri. Really? Even when I speak Spanish, Belen? Are you sure? Yolanda says, can you really tell, Kyle? Well, I can really tell. It depends. It depends. Okay, oh my gosh, we're out of time. Can you tell that we're out of time? The music helps us tell that we're out of time. We are out of time, but we're going to finish there. But I'm going to be back tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow. Mañana más, right? We'll be back tomorrow with another class. Lots to talk about tomorrow on the show. I hope you'll join me then. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Del 25 de mayo al 10 de junio, Vaughan te espera en la caseta 165. No dejes de visitarnos un año más en la Feria del Libro de Madrid, en el Parque del Retiro. Recuerda, caseta 165. Ay, ¿te imaginas? Ahí tumbado en la playa, en la piscina, vagueando, sin nada que hacer, con su cañita, las tapitas. Y claro, luego vendrá septiembre y empezaremos ahí. Ay, ¿por qué no aproveché el verano para darle un empujoncito a mi inglés? Pero claro, estás ahí, Manolo, tumbado todo el día en la piscina, vagueando. Pero, como siempre, los de Vaughan tenemos la solución. Pues para eso traemos a María y a Richard. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal estáis?
Fine, yeah.